me just needs infinity. Relax, take your time. And take your time to trust in me, and you will find infinity, infinity. Trust in me, and you will find infinity, infinity. And time goes by so naturally while you receive infinity.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. This place feels like home now. Unbelievable. Well, thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And whatever Sharfun said about me, very nice. But let me share a secret with you. I may be her upline. I may be the upline of all of you. No. It's not about that. But the reason you're here today, I want you to know this, is not because of me. The reason you're here today is because all I was when I met Sachin, Sharfun, Kavita, Manish, Shantanu, all your amazing uplines, Joy, all the boys, I can go on with the names forever, okay? The only reason you're here is because of them. I want you to know that. Be it Nandu, Salomi, the whole gang. All I was a street sign. You know what a street sign is? I always begin by mentioning this. You drive home every day, right? Drive to work, come back home, whatever. What's a street sign? It just tells you that, listen, if you want to go to so-and-so place, it's going to take you this much of time, or it's this much of distance. So my only contribution is being a street sign. Because the journey to the destination, I did not do the journey, they did. The first thing I want you to understand, let's level our expectations. First thing I want you to understand, nobody can make you successful. Each one of them have earned it. They earned it. That's why they are where they are. Now you've come here expecting the magic formula to change your life. Let's be brutally honest. How many of you have come here looking for that magic formula? I mean, when I was in your shoes, I was in the same position. I also said, let me listen to what Dato has to say, or Chief, or Japa, all these people. I said, the V partners were like gods to me. And today I'm a V partner. And people look at me and say, hey, how did you do it, man? I said, it was a process. It's constant self-improvement and it's constant progress. But most people think it's about the big one. Because when you write your dream list down, I can guess 80% of everyone's dream list. I want a nice house. I want a nice car. I want millions in the bank. I want a good life. True or not? Nothing wrong with that. Somebody really wants it. Huh? Everyone wants the same thing. Each one of your uplines wanted the same thing at some point. They still do. I want the same thing. Bigger house, better car, and more money now. When we started, we were very humble. What do you say, guys? Started, we were like, let's be humble. I just want a nice house, a nice car, and some money in the bank. Now, top up. Not a top up loan, but just put a few cherries, some cream on the cake and a little cherry on the top. So we are all human beings. And I want you to understand that the people that you've heard, trust me, I know them from day one. That's why they call me grandpa. They were just like you. And up to today, they are just like you. They're not superhumans. There's no, I used to call, when I was growing up, Chavan Prash, become like King Kong. Everyone goes through the process. It's the journey. Now we are blessed to have teachers in our life who show us the way. I say, listen, if you want to accomplish this, this is what you got to do. That is why Sharafun has got, what's her call sign? Coach. What's a coach? The coach playing the game? But she's a player coach. At any point in time, she will show you how to do it. Just like your other uplines. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So now, I want to ask you all a very basic question. You've heard all these things about me, right? There are some Sadajis who've said I'm worth thousands of crores and all this rubbish. Yeah? मुंह में घी शक्कर. How many of you think that I was born brilliant and God blessed me with good genes, good parents, and life was just a bed of roses. And this boy was born to be successful and he basically is on the path. How many of you feel that about me? After everything you've heard, Many things untrue, some things true. Yeah? Be honest, come on. Let's have a real conversation. That's why I got my coffee in my hand. Only one hand going up over here. Come on. This guy was born for great things, man. He's special. A special guy. Many people are like 50-50. They don't want to put their hand up. They think they'll be picked on. Nobody's going to be picked on today. Because today we will speak about the truth. And only the truth. And I think we've spoken about dreams. And what is a dream? There are many kinds of dreams. Yes? Material dreams, emotional dreams. True or not? Material dreams have a dollar sign. Personal, emotional dreams, how do you quantify that with money? So let me share with you, I want you to know who I am. The real Wadhwani, not V partner. The V partner came much later. I was born Dev Wadhwani. Now Dev Wadhwani was born on the 1st of March 1975. So that's the first password you can use for my internet banking account. Yeah? They ask you for your date of birth now, first thing. The other stuff I won't give you, don't worry. But I was born March the 1st, 1975. I was born in a neighborhood called Bandra. I was born there. When I was born there in 1975, Bandra was a very, very humble neighborhood of Bombay. People used to make fun of it. Right now, it's the shit. If you live in Bombay, you got to live in Bandra. You understand me? You know why? The pin code is 50 for a reason. 50. It's in the middle of everything. But back then, my grandmother, I lost my grandfather, I never met him, bought an apartment on a place called Carter Road. You know Carter Road? You know who my neighbor was and is up to today? I can see into the house. Rajesh Khanna. No, it sounds so great now. You know how much my grandmom bought the house for? If I tell you, you'll start laughing. 40,000 Indian rupees. You want to buy? For 40,000 on Carter Road next to Rajesh Khanna's house, you want? I can get you maybe for 50,000 rupees now, I don't know. I wish. I would have bought the whole building. So understand that this happened by chance. This is not like a golden spoon. Now my father and my mother, when they moved to Bandra, were in deep depression. Because they used to live in a place called Kolaba, which was the cool place, South Bombay. You understand? So, bo baby. And, oh, you're moving to Bandra. It's like you're moving to the jungle or something. Because it was a jungle then. Now it's like Beverly Hills or Bombay. But back then, and my mom and my dad both used to fly for the airline. My father for Air India, while it was still an airline. Now it's a bus service that flies only. How many of you flew here on Air India? No, it's actually not bad. I love Air India. When I was a kid, my father used to give me free tickets on Air India, so I used to travel. And my mother used to fly for a US airline called TWA, which you don't even know about. It was bought by an airline called Pan Am, which was bought by, I believe, United after that. Okay? So both my parents wore a uniform, went to work with a name tag. Any job that requires you to have a name tag is not a good place to start. Let me tell you this. It basically means that no one remembers your name. That's why you have your name over there. So they can look and say, okay, yes. Dave, yes. And a totally middle class family. Now my father, unfortunately, was very sick. He didn't keep good health when I was very young. Okay? And due to that, he's still up to today, he's got very sensitive skin. You can call it genetics, whatever you want to call it. And unfortunately, I had the same problem. So as a young boy, I had something called a weeping eczema. You know what that means? If you don't know what weeping eczema, it's a rash. But it's not like a normal rash. It's a rash that looks like pizza. Order a pizza from Domino's or Pizza Hut or whatever, and it's like pussy, bleeding, weeping, gooey, horrible, smelly fluid comes out of your skin. Now I grew up with this from the age of 2. Now how would you feel if basically when I went to school they used to call me a leper. You know what a leper is, right? Leprosy. It used to take my mom 40 to 45 minutes to put the gauze around so that I could go to school. And then when you go on the school bus, what happens? What do you think kids do? I don't want to sit with you. This is how I started school. So what do you think that did to me as an individual? It destroyed my confidence. It totally shattered my confidence as a person. And the funny part today is I'm talking to thousands of people, lovely people like you. I couldn't even speak when I was in school. I used to stammer. Sometimes the phone would ring, and while saying hello, the person would hang up. I couldn't say hello sometimes on the phone. Can you imagine what a joke I was in school? Cannot speak, and look like a leper. So what was my first dream? What was the first thing I wanted to achieve in my life was to be bloody normal, man, to be like you, to sit with short pants and not look like a freak. Up to today, I fly first class in short pants. Why? No, why do I do it? People think it's, because I could not wear short pants. I used to cover myself up because I was a leper and I couldn't speak. I was a joke. And when you're in school, the teacher asks you to stand up and read this paragraph. Okay, Dave, stand up. Before I started, my name was taken only, everyone would start laughing in the class. Oh, the freak show is starting now. I used to stutter so badly, and then all this would get added to it. So my first dream was to look normal and to speak like a normal person. This for me was a milestone in my life. It wasn't, I want to come first in class. I want to be brilliant. No, I just want to let everyone just leave me alone. Let me just be normal. How many of you started your life from that point? I think I started about 50 meters behind the start line. And I became very aggressive. Nobody likes being made fun of. So my parents would be called to school. Why? Every time a guy made fun of me, I'd beat the shit out of him. I entered band. And I was a little taller than normal boys, my class. Okay. So principal would call my parents, your son is very aggressive. Your son has psychological issues. The principal was right. I was definitely aggressive. And I definitely had psychological issues. That's why I used to hit the other kids. Because they used to make fun of me. But I visualized becoming healthy again, being normal. And gradually, when I was around 10 years old, with a lot of support from my parents, my skin started to improve and I became normal. Not fully, but it wasn't like horrible. And up to today, when I'm stressed, my skin breaks out. Let me tell you this. I'm still not beaten this challenge. I still have skin problems up to today. If I push myself too hard or whatever, my skin breaks out up to today. And then gradually, my speech started to improve. So my first dream, I became normal. I became normal. Next thing is, what am I good at? Every kid wants to be good at something, right? Now, I had never played any sport in my life because my skin was so bad, I couldn't play any sport. So my next thing I said, let me start. I used to play tennis and badminton. And I I became quite good at it. I couldn't play sport because when you perspire, when you sweat, and your skin is bad, it burns very badly. So I started playing sport. Sport helped me in an unimaginable way. Although I never excelled, I never became like something that I could be. I played national level and stuff, but nothing to write home about. It gave my confidence as a boy a big boost. And my self-esteem, self-esteem, right? As a person, my belief in myself slowly started to improve. Like, I'm good at something. Number one, I'm normal. Number two, I'm good at something. That was my next baby step. And then life was getting better. But unfortunately, my mom and dad did not have the best of relationships. And they got divorced. Okay? They got divorced when I was 16 years old. So I was 16, and let me not get into it. We all have our sad stories, but they split. And they split on a Monday. Okay? And I had a baby sister. She was killed in a car accident the same week on Friday. She died in my arms. And I was alone with her. Now you have no idea how that changes your life. So I became the man of the house at the age of 16. If I tell you the bank balance we had, you wouldn't even believe it. It was 731 rupees in the bank. That's what, $10 now? Maybe $10.50 bank balance. Now I want to play badminton. I was good at it. Playing the state circuit, national circuit. And you know how much a shuttlecock costs? Back then, a box of shuttlecocks used to cost 250 rupees. For either 10 or 12 shuttlecocks. You know the shuttlecocks, right? You play them. Forget about the racket, the shoes, the guts, everything. Forget about all that. So what do? You have no money. You have no coach. No money, no coach. But you have a dream, you want to play. I want to be national champion or whatever. What hope is there? What hope is there? Tell me. Can't even go to my parents and ask them because there is nothing. Not like we were. There was always food on the table. But nothing for all the other stuff. Coaching camps and all used to cost thousands of rupees a month. We didn't even have 1,000 rupees in the bank. So what are you talking about? But remember one thing, guys. I want all of you to remember this. And I hope I'm looking you all in the eye, whether you're up there or wherever you are in this crowd. I want you to remember one thing: the power of intent. If you really want something, if you are ready, the master will come. Let me tell you this. It's the law of the universe. When you are ready, the master will come. But you have to be ready. So I was blessed. Because in Bandra, there's a club there called the Bandra Gym. And the Bandra Gymkhana, on Sunday, I still remember, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a bunch of people would come who were all ex-national champions. And that one day in the week, they would play in Bandra Gymkhana. And I was like one, I was so excited, Sunday's coming. I'd be there 3:30, waiting for them to come. Waiting and waiting and waiting. Because I used to watch them play. And while watching them play, I would learn from them. How many of your uplines have told you to be in seeking mode all the time? What is seeking? Wanting to learn, wanting to improve, wanting to better yourself. It's not just about a bank account. It's as a person. So I was like, Sunday was like the best day of my week. To go watch them play. And I would bring them water. And I used to watch them. I was like, wow. And when a kid comes every Sunday and he's waiting, like a puppy dog over there waiting for them to show up, how do you think they treated me? In between games, they've come. They hit with me and give me some tips. You're doing this right, you're doing this wrong, change your technique, you're taking the shuttle too low, hit it from the top. They used to give me shuttle runs, I still remember I can do for you also. Boom. Court craft, movement. Tell me, listen, go to the gym and do this. Don't do weights, do free arm. So many push-ups, so many. Give me a schedule. What were they in my life? Street signs. One day a week, 15-20 minutes, give me the instruction. Do this, improve on this, don't do this. Who did it for the rest of the 7 days? Me. And I got coached by the best people for free. I didn't pay them. I didn't pay them 1 paisa. Why did they help me? Now, one thing I want you to think about and realize, in this business, you have coaches also. Do they charge you? Do you value them? I hope so. Because unfortunately, we live in a society where free mein aa gaya to it's not worth much. And furthermore, many of you think, oh, the only reason they're giving me this advice and this coaching, everything is because they are benefiting. That is very small mind thinking, guys. Are you understanding me? Every pearl of wisdom I got from these people, I implemented every day of my life. I was blessed. Without paying, I had the best coaches. And this is how I started my life as a teenager. And then I wanted to be a professional sportsman. Yes, king of the world. Professional sportsman. And then I had a bike accident. And I shattered my kneecap on the right leg. That was the end of that. It was the beginning of the end. From singles, I started playing only doubles. My leg couldn't take it. Then I had to start to focus on my academics instead. I had no choice. I was not a very good student at all. But I had to focus. I say, okay, I cannot use my brawn, you know what brawn is, right? My body anymore. Maybe I should start using my brain a little more. And when I was injured, I couldn't play competitive badminton. And I was broke. So what did I started doing? I started coaching. Now, would anyone pay a 16-year-old to coach? I needed a coach. Who am I going to coach? Tell me. You know what those bachas who have a lot of money, whose mommy and daddy have a lot of money? And Dave was known as a good player. He's played national championships and state championships and all this. He's good. So they would pay me to play with their kids. And I'd give them absolute basic training, you know, literally A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. Nothing special. And play with them. And make a few ₹100 a month from each of the kids. And during the same time, for extra money, I started working at a cafe in Bombay called Croissant, etc. I don't know whether it still exists. I used to work there behind the counter. And I used to be giving 8 hours a day. I still remember my college was on the afternoon, morning shift I used to do. So 6 hours, whatever I used to do. My salary was 900 rupees. And I used to take the bus. And from Bandra, I used to go to a place called Bridge Candy, which is where the rich people live then. Still live, actually. And that's where Mr. Ambani's got his $1 billion mansion or whatever, building. Excuse me, my throat's a bit bad. So I used to go to work. The one thing my parents never compromised on, two things. They brought me up with values. I'm telling you, you talk about values now. People say, values. Those values are worth millions of dollars, trust me. Millions. I thank them so much. They gave me, materially, they were not able to give me what they wanted to give me as parents, and felt guilty in many ways, not being able to encourage me. But the values they gave me up to today have made me who I am. Simple thing, how to treat a woman. Be a gentleman. Tell the truth. Tell the truth and do the right thing even when no one is looking. It's easy to do it when the world is looking. When you are on the witness stand and the Bible is in front of you and they say, do you promise to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God? And you put your hand up and you do that and you're under oath. Truth is when you are alone with somebody and they ask you a question and you still tell them the same answer. Small things like that went into my piggy bank. You know the piggy bank? As kids, I don't know, many young guys don't know what a piggy bank is anymore. But I used to have a piggy bank which was actually a piggy only, like in the shape of a pig. And I used to go, every time my uncle would come, I'd go take the piggy. Okay, he put like 1 rupee in or something. Hey, I'm rich today. Then the 5 rupee coin came. I was very excited. Then he put 5 rupees in each time. The piggy bank was full. I was allowed to open it and then buy something for myself. So my parents contributed tens of millions of dollars into my piggy bank. They taught me the values of life. And for that, I am eternally grateful. I am who I am today because of them. They are very simple people, but what they taught me, spot on. So remember, our parents are our first gurus in life. We take them for granted, but we are here because of them. And having gratitude for them, for me, is what it's all about. So, Langara Tyagi, badminton player, coaching kar rahe, 200 rupees each kid a month, and working behind the counter at Croissant Place. Now back then, I used to be quite fit. This belly wasn't there. Some girls kind of thought I was kind of good looking, I don't know. Okay? These days I'm finding it a lot harder. But back then, so there was this Fatakri chick who used to come to the cafe. For those who don't speak English, Fatakri means hot chick. So she used to come like twice a week and have a quick lunch. She looked like she was a corporate girl. She was in her mid-20s then. So I got chatting with her. So she said, what do you do? I said, and I used to have my badminton rackets behind the counter. You play badminton, you're a student, you're working here, coaching, all this. She got a little intrigued in me, So I said, I'm doing this because I'm injured, I need to make some money. And basically, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with my life. I don't know anything. I don't have a clue, but I'm just doing something, I don't know. Where this is going to go, where this is going to lead, God only knows. So one day she came up to me after a couple of months and told me, are you interested in working at a bank? I said, what? She said, are you interested in working at a bank? I said, how? I got no degree, I got nothing. She said, no. You will come as a temporary employee, temp. It's called a temp. So I said, what do I have to do? She said, you will have to go and meet clients and do some sales. So I said, what sales I have to do? She said, there's something called shares. Does everyone know what shares means? Shares, when you buy shares in a company. Now, many millions of people have shares. But although they have the shares, they also need to borrow money. So although they are shareholders, they also need money as a loan. So what we will do is, we will take their shares. And all of you are laughing because you'll all know what I'm going to say. And we will take that as collateral and give them, depending what shares they have, 50 to 75% of the share value we will lend them and keep their shares as security. So I said, okay, that sounds interesting. How much you're going to pay me? I just want to know, how much your paisha? She said, we will pay you 100 rupees a day. I said, what? She said, I know it's not a lot of money, but 100 rupees a day, and you need to do like 3-4 appointments. You have to make sure you're well dressed, and that's the deal. Now, I was making 900 rupees a month. When somebody offers you 3,000 rupees, what do you think your answer is going to be? I took my apron off over there only. I said, come. When? Where? She said, calm down, I'll sort it out. So then I found myself working in a bank. But I'm working in a bank, but I'm not a banker. I'm pretending to be one. I don't know, it's a funny situation, right? You're working in the bank, but you're not a banker. And people treat you like shit. You're a temp. Hey, do this, do that. No. Boss, for me, 3,000 rupees. I was in heaven. Plus still doing some coaching. Now, first time in my life, I had a little bit of moolah. So what did I do? I bought myself a kinetic Honda bike, first bike. Do you know what a kinetic Honda is? I don't know, many of you don't even know. Boss, that was my freaking dream, man. I used to go on a cycle, now kinetic Honda. That auto start thing, second hand of course, not new of course, no chance. And my kinetic Honda. And I've got a few bucks in my pocket. Which basically means I can spend little money on the girls now, Little money. The combination of my good looks, kinetic Honda and a little money, my social situation changed. social situation did not just change with other girls, it changed with the girl who hired me, who was my boss. Who then became my unofficial girlfriend. Who then made sure that I got promoted. Yeah, not my proudest hour, but that's the truth. Although I was good at what I did, I worked my way to the top. In every sense of the manner. So, when I used to work at that croissant place, I used to see my schoolmates who used to come, because I went to a good school. Schoolmates would come to this cafe and like they've come with their girlfriends and all. And for that time it was a big thing, like you come to croissant and have a sandwich and have an ice cream and a coke. It was like a date, you know. I said, Baba, this guy spent 70, 80 rupees. Baba, my whole salary is 900 rupees. When I'll be able to do this? First of all, when can I afford to have a girlfriend only? Forget about this. You know, at time Pani Puri was 2 rupees. I'm not joking. Outside my house is a Pani Puri for 2 rupees. Chaat was like 5 rupees, 2 rupees, 3 rupees. This guy is spending 80 rupees, boss, at one shot. So my dream was what? Now, when can I go on a date? So moment I got this temporary job, and then due to my hard work at the bank, I got a raise and a promotion and got confirmed also as a young man with a lot of potential. Yeah. Obviously, I quit that job. So now I was riding my kinetic Honda with an older woman behind me, holding me tight. And I went back to the same cafe and I was spending 80 rupees over there. And the guys who are working there are like, Arey, wow, kya baat hai. He's got a bike, he's got a chick, he's got money, what the hell's going on, man? But still getting treated like shit at the bank. Yeah. Nobody at the bank knew about this special arrangement. HR would definitely have sacked her. And she was an IIM graduate with a lot to lose. But that's opened my mind to the next process in my life. And she told me, she's one of my mentors. She said, Dave, you're wasting yourself. You have a brilliant head for numbers. A brilliant head. You're wasting yourself. She said, the only way, I said, how can I make it big? I want to be huge. She said, it was the 90s then. She said, forget about these loans against shares and all, this is all bullshit. This is retail. Become an investment banker. And to become an investment banker, you need to study. That's where the real money is. So what did I do? The relationship didn't last long. Although we're still friends. And that's exactly what I did. I pursued a career in investment banking. And even going to America or England was a dream for me. And today I sometimes buy a ticket 2 or 3 hours before a flight and fly to England to watch Man City playing or something. Back then, it was a staff ticket. And a staff ticket means you don't know whether you're going to be on the flight or not. Yes? You don't even know whether you're going to be on the flight. If the flight is full, you will not get a seat. Anyone who works in the airlines knows what I'm talking about. It's called seat available, subject to load. And if I had $20 in my pocket, I was rich, man. No money to pay the fees. Didn't have the grades. How do you make it? You got to fight for everything in your life. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. The subject today is breaking barriers. What is a barrier? It's in here. It's in here. And let me go back. One of the biggest breakthroughs I had in my life, which helped me, which up to today helps me. Sorry, I have to take you, this is like one of those movies where you have to go back, the memory section. I'm getting old now. Was when I used to play my badminton, remember? So, coach used to give me the tips. Do this, don't do that. And I was ranked top 5 in the state. And I kind of hit that ceiling, I couldn't break through. I was not really champion material. I was a guy that would make it to the quarterfinals, semi-finals maximum. And then everyone knew that I would lose. So, one of those, I call them the earth angels, who I used to take the water for, and the court used to be wet with the perspiration. I would go mop it up. My gurus. He said, Dave, let me be very honest with you. He said, you don't have the kind of skill to make it. But you're very fit. You're a strong lad. He said, the one thing you have in your control is your fitness. That you can work on. So I said, what do you suggest I do? Because I used to play in a club where I had no competition. I was the king of the club. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Yeah? So he's saying 2 things you must do. Number 1, start playing 2 against 1. So 2 guys against you. He's saying even if you play with kids, 2 against 1 is very hard. And he said, don't smash. Don't finish the point. Just keep the rally going. Number two, he said, I want you to buy anklets. 1 kilo sand, anklets on each of your, and ½ kilo on your hands. So I used to play 2 against 1 with 1 kilo on my feet and ½ kilo on my wrist. And it became like a joke. I used to even wear it to school. And it's not part of the school uniform. So I used to go like, what is this? So I used to say, I'm injured, that's why I'm wearing it. But I used to, everything I used to do with this. And then 1 year, not 1 year, the off season, which is like 6 months, I did this religiously. Sometimes I used to even sleep with the bloody anklets and the thing on my hand. Everyone thought I was crazy actually, it's stupid to do it. But the following season, there was this one guy. In English, we call them, I was his grahak. You know what grahak means? Yeah. In English, it will not say grahak. It's a word I cannot use on stage. Starts with B, ends with H. You can do the... Basically, this guy would dulao me. I used to call it spank me. Chalo ghar jao bhi. If I could not even take 5 points from this guy, it was a disaster. When I saw him only, I was demoralized psychologically, emotionally, everything. The guy owned my ass. It was embarrassing. Just the thought of him only would make me, ayyo. 5 points was my, yeah. Following season, I have done all this leg anklets, all this. And first state selection championship has come. Previous year, okay. Now I am praying to God that he is in the other half of the draw. So at least I will see him only maximum in the finals or something. My shit luck, I was playing him in the quarterfinals. So obviously I'm playing the new season, and when you're young, growing up, every year is a different year for you. You grow 2 inches, 1 inch, 3 inches, you know. But the next season I felt a little stronger, you know. But obviously you're not tested. You've not tested yourself, so you don't know. And I basically started playing with this guy, and I started the match, and his body language was all cocksure, bang, boom, bam. But I didn't realize that I had become a little stronger, a little quicker, not much, maybe 5%, I don't know. That's it, maximum between 5 to 10% improvement in my speed. And the kind of shots he would play, which would finish the point, now I was returning 1 more time, 2 more times, 3 more times. And I still remember, I was just playing. I said, let me just give it everything I had. And the second thing my coach told me, was my coach, my mentor, he said, one thing I'm telling you, Dev, I will never get angry with you if you lose. But if I ever see you come losing and coming off the court, and you've not given it everything you had, in other words, nothing in the tank, the petrol must be finished, and then you lose, I got nothing with you. Otherwise, I will make you run 10 kilometers after your match. I will take you to the university stadium and you will run in the dark. 10 kilometers you will give me for not leaving it all out there. Are you understanding what I mean? Not giving it everything you had. So that's how I used to play. I may as well get tired trying on the court than having to go later and run around the track. But you understand what values that put into me. Give it 100%. So when your uplines talk to you about 100%, what is 100%? You can lie to anyone, can't lie to the man in the mirror. So I'm playing this guy, giving it 100%, and I still remember, I heard the score. I was about to serve, and the referee is saying, 8-all. I say, 8-all? I have never taken 5 points from this guy. 5 points was maximum. Now it's 8-8. And this guy is slowly getting frustrated now. He's becoming like, he's looking at me like, how dare this guy return this? This is supposed to be my point. This is supposed to be the winner. And he's bringing it back. There's that extra 2 inches. Extra 1, 2, 3 inches. It's coming back one more time. He's making mistakes. Now he's going for the line. Instead of 2 inches inside the line, he's going for the line. Sometimes he's hitting it out. Free point for me. In that match, I beat him. That's not the remarkable thing. I played him in every tournament after that for the rest of the season, and I started giving him less points. By the end of the season, I'm giving him 5 points. He became my customer, my grahak. And you know something? If I had his talent, I could have perhaps become a professional player. The problem is God gave him too much talent. So he didn't do the hard work. God's a cruel guy. He gave me less talent, but I did the hard work. If I had both, I had a fighting chance. Then I got injured. But that lesson stuck in my head. Everything I do in my life today, I do 100%. Everything. And that includes building a network. 100%. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts, my friend. Let me tell you this. There's no shortcut. This business is a shortcut. You think it's a joke? Earning $1 million US a year? Why don't you go to the HR consultant and say, listen, my objective is to make $1 million US a year. What do you think I need to do? The bugger look at you and start laughing. He'll say, I don't make $1 million a year. What are you talking about? Why are you asking me for advice? The day you figure out how to make $1 million, you come and talk to me. I will join you. So what are we talking about? And what does it take? What is breaking boundaries? It is small victories. Small victories, small. It's that next step in your life. For me, the first step in my life was being able to speak. How many of you grew up with stammer? So you know what a psychological thing it is, just to be able to speak properly and someone doesn't laugh in your face is a victory. Today I'm talking in front of thousands of you with ease. If you spoke to any of my school friends when I was in school, they'll say it cannot be the same guy. Because it was a freak show when I used to stand up and the teacher would say, read this paragraph. And I'll start laughing. Small, small victories, guys. Small, small. It's not big. Small, small steps will get you there. There's a saying in English, inch by inch, it's easy. Actually, the saying goes, inch by inch, it's a cinch. Cinch means it's easy. Yard by yard, it's hard. Don't focus on the yards. Focus on the... So what is your first inch in this business? What is your first inch? How many of you want to make $1 million a year? Come on, put your hands up. Of course, everyone wants to do it. How many of you will die to earn one check next week? Now put your bloody hand up. How many of you will pay the price to earn the check next week? Because that is your next inch. You have to fight for your check next week, boss. It's do or die, life and death. That's why I have so much of respect for sports people. When a boxer gets in the ring, it doesn't matter how many belts he won in the past. One punch, he gets knocked out, he loses it all. It happened to the world heavyweight champion. Anthony Joshua lost 4 belts in half an hour. And in December, he's going to try and win it back. Great guy. Every sportsman knows. Cricketers, you guys all know your cricketers, right? Their houses get burnt down when they don't play well. The same people who bring home trophies for us, we turn on them like this. They live with that stress, right? Every time they go out there, they put it on the line. It's all about attitude. They understand that they are only as good as their last match, last performance. Are you guys with me? Only as good as their last performance, boss. That's the truth. Last year we had Yuvraj Singh on this stage. Great chap. I really felt bad for him. He's since retired. Can you imagine, he was the man of the tournament when we won the World Cup in 2010. And when he screwed up in the T20 final, they were throwing eggs at his house. And I asked him, I said, how do you deal with this? He said, this is part of the game. But the people who are throwing eggs at him are bhikharis. He's a millionaire. So what would you rather be? You think people don't throw eggs at me? on social media and stuff? You think my life is all roses? Boss, in this world, the higher you go, the more people will try and pull you down. Remember this. But who knows your true worth? It's the heart. Heart, mind, and soul have to be aligned. Nothing can shake you. When your heart, your mind, and your soul I've had people who've gone to my mother. I want to dedicate this to my mom. She watches all my modules. So, Mom, this is for you. The people have gone to my mother and told her, oh, do you know that Dave was in the news? His name was taken on national television. You know, his name came in the newspaper. And we are worried about him. Is he okay? I gotta love my mom. One day we'll all meet her. She looked at him, she said, don't worry about Dave, he's more than okay. Okay? No, it's not over. My mom, I got some mirchi from her side. For those of you who don't understand Hindi, mirchi means chili of the bum. Yeah? She said, you see, the thing is that people are talking about him. Nobody even knows who the hell your son is. So just shut up and don't worry about him. It's called Gup Chup. So, there's nothing less than 100% if you want to break your boundaries. Every small milestone makes a difference. Every person in your organization has to be built. All of you sitting here today have come with limitations in your brain. I'm not talking down to you. I'm being honest with you. You'll all have come with your insecurities, your disbelief, your limitations in your own minds. Like, is it possible? So many crores, so many millions. Baba, earn one check next week, please. Do yourself a favor, earn a check next week. And then earn a check the week after that. And then earn one check 1 week after that. And when that becomes your base level now, before you know it, you'll be hitting $1,000 a week. You understand? Put those 1 kilo weights on your legs and do the work. And fight for that 2 inches, 1 inch that I fought for. And before you know it, you'll be winning. You don't realize the value of those inches. When you take those inches and you add them all up, you get yards. This is the mentality you need to have. You fight for that inch. And the first person who taught me this was my upline, V partner Mahendra Kumar. I was sitting in a training in Pune and he said, guys, you want to max out? What about next week's check, Baba? That is your first baby step. Do the work. Don't expect magic to happen in your life. It's not going to happen. Earn a check next week. $250. $250. 3 plus 3. Do that much na Baba. Once you're doing that consistently, you can then expect greater things to follow. But if you're not putting in that effort to do that $250. So my motto when I signed up was a plan a day, a check a week. If I didn't show one presentation a day now, it's like I didn't brush my teeth. Or I didn't take a bath, or I didn't take a shit. That's how dirty I felt. A plan a day. And one check a week. And that's where it all started. A plan a day, a check a week. A plan a day, a check a week. Presentation, registration, training. 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 Plan a day, check a week. I took that decision in December 9th and 10th, 2005. I was sitting in the crowd like you, with stars in my eyes. And a man told me, boss, you want to make $1 million. Put your head down and earn one check a week, Baba, first. उतना तो करो, फिर बात करो उसके बाद. And I left that training, I said, अभी मैं करके दिखाएगा. 5 months I was sleeping before that. Signed up a few people, hoping they'll move without me, the usual. Get one left, one right, give them dhakka from behind and send them ahead. I know, many of you are in that zone. It's okay. We've all been there. Yes? Many of you brought your downlines, you're saying, please, I hope he gets switched on. At least he'll move, then I'll also move with him. Boss, nobody moves without we move together. We do this together. And that weekend I went and I shook my upline's hand and I told him, watch me now. Now watch me, boss. Abhi picture baki hai. This was only the trailer. Now the freaking show starts. Sorry, I used wrong language. The freaking show starts now. Now. Since then, till now, QNet has paid me every week for 14 years. 14 years, boss. Not one dot week. No maiden overs. Even if it is $250, I got paid. How many of you today are going to decide that from now on you will get paid every week? That is your first step. That is your first step, guys. That is your first step to greatness. Because even if you make $250 a week, in India that is 60,000-70,000 rupees a month, can you ignore that income? It's not going to make you rich or financially free. But it will help your life, right? And if you start earning it consistently, a lot of potholes will get evened out True or not? So that was my eureka moment in this business. Boss, I must earn a check a week. Period. I don't care. Then the next step was, what's next now? Okay, I'm showing plans. Okay, I'm earning 1, 2, 3, 4 checks a week. Not bad. How am I going to make it to the big league? What's going to take me to the next level? That's when I listened to all the V partners. Said, Dave, it's called duplication. You need a Dave on your left and a Dave on your right. That's your next step. Now, duplication is not easy. You got to teach them everything. When you have a baby, what do you do first? When the baby is born, you give the most attention to the baby when they are born. Correct or not? Vaccinations, make sure they don't fall sick. True or not? In this business, the same thing. People sign up and then somebody smashes their dreams after that. They read some crap online. Something happens, gone. So what is the process of creating you below you is what will take you to the next level. That is your next step. Are you understanding me? And when you do it consistently, it will start becoming normal for you. So you know what I am? Trust me, I don't give the best presentations in the world. I'm not the best speaker in the world. My product knowledge also is not, many of you may know more about the products than me, although I know a lot. But one thing I will take credit for. One thing only. I know how to duplicate. That is my strength. That is my strength. I know how to duplicate. And the second thing is something called survival. Survival is one of the most overlooked aspects of life. Leave alone this business, life. Do you realize that survival, many of you are here today because you have survived. We all have our deepest, darkest hours. And you learn how to. It's called living to fight another day. You're willing to do that with your life, but with this business, you become a wimp. Oh, I tried, I spoke to 5 guys, it's not happening, forget it. Let me move on. Are you serious about changing your life and getting to a 7-figure income? If you're serious about that, grow up. Yeah. Grow up. I'll share a couple of stories with you, man. You know, Indians, all of you, many of you Indians, right? Who's one of our greatest sporting heroes? Sachin Tendulkar. Do you know that I've shown Sachin Tendulkar the QNet plan? Do you know that? in his house. I swear to God. I swear to God, I have shown Sachin Tendulkar the plan. He did interrupt me from beginning to end. He listened. Now I'll tell you one more thing. I played against him 3 years in school. He played for a school called Sharda Ashram. I played for a school called St. Mary's. 3 years of pain I went through. And when he was in school, his colleague was a better player than him actually. His name is Vinod Kambli. We actually were scared, more scared of that guy than this fellow. A little chutput used to come with his making a 600-run partnership with a joke or what? I was a wicket keeper. I want to take the stump and shove it up his ass after some time. Little, and he talks also like one little, he's a very soft-spoken guy. Put his bat up, 50 runs, 100 runs, 150 runs, 200 runs. Finally, 250 runs, you want to take the stump and put it with the bails also. Now, let me tell you something about this guy. So this guy was a bloody prodigy, as we all know, right? But you know how many kids stopped playing cricket because of him? We didn't know that he's good. For him, he's a little chindu pundu with curly hair, looks like a little teddy bear, and beating the shit out of us. It was a nightmare, man. How many bowlers quit the game in school because of him? Then at the age of 15, he got his debut and played for Bombay. In Ranji Trophy as a man, not the junior team. On his debut, he made a century. No, it's the truth. On his debut, he made 100 runs. You know that? Look at the history books. That is when we started scratching our heads. Shit. He's good. It's not like we are that bad. We are like normal, somewhat good players, but this guy is like different level, man. He's making a century as a man at 15 years old. Then at 16, he got selected to play for India and went to Pakistan. 16-year-old bacha with little dimpled cheeks. So when he went to Pakistan, so again now I have to do another recap, go back. So we are doing like a movie, but we go flashback, then we come back. So Sachin Tendulkar shown the plan, everything. We both like the same brand of watches. So there's some commonality. Only thing is I am the grahak who buys the watches, he's the brand ambassador for the watches. Yeah? And I told him when I was showing him the plan, he's saying, oh, nice watch. I said, I hate you. Because I know you get that shit for free. And I have to pay for this. He's a brand ambassador for a watch brand called Audemars Piguet. That's another small contribution I made to the network. AP, everyone now wears an AP. All your leaders, yeah? Some of them are working towards getting the AP. They are wearing the... Anyway, let's not talk about watches. See, Volkswagen also nice car. But Bentley is Bentley. And Rolls-Royce is Rolls-Royce. Understand? So you don't look down on a Volkswagen or a BMW. They're nice cars. But boss, when you talk about, let's talk big league now. So anyway, I started building the business, and in the early days, when I was still not full-time, I flew to London on a British Airways flight, and who was the guy sitting next to me? Sachin Tendulkar. So I didn't want to be a pain, He kind of smiled at me, but he didn't remember me. So I smiled back at him. I waited for the seatbelt sign to go off and all. I said, I've been to your house and I played against you in school. And immediately, it came back. I know we had met, I don't know where. And I asked him a question. I said, first I abused him a little bit. I told him, you screwed our happiness in school and everything. He started laughing. I told him I was a wicket keeper, behind. He said, yeah, I remember you even told me when. I said, when did you know that you belonged there? And the story starts in Pakistan. 16-year-old boy has gone to Pakistan. Yes? Everyone was fascinated with him. India's next prodigy, possible prodigy. Yeah? So he's gone to Pakistan, and all the senior cricketers have invited him to the house for food. They're treating him like a boy, Beta, khana khao, this, that. And one thing about Pakistan, I'll tell you, they're very good hosts. Excellent hosts. Oh, we have Pakistan here? There you go, the black guy. Excellent hosts. And it was all like a love relationship. And then one warm-up match, they gave him to play. It was just before the test series started. They gave him to play the warm-up game. And in that warm-up match, there was a leg spinner. There was a number one leg spinner for Pakistan called Abdul Qadir. They used to call him the wizard, He was like the Shane Warne of then. Really good. And Tendulkar hit him for 3 sixes in 1 over. Suddenly the relationship did not become like beta. ये लड़का तो खेल सकता है भाई. And because of those 3 sixes, he got selected. And I'll tell you, Dilip Vengsarkar, God bless him, gave up his spot to give him a chance. And said, let the boy play. And he's telling me the story. He went to bat. Now let me explain to you what happened before he came to bat. So now you have to understand. Waqar Yunus, Wasim Akram, Aqib Javed, all these guys are freaking terrors, man. Okay? So, Ravi Shastri, one Indian player, who's the coach now. So he's batting. And Waqar Yunus, this is in-swinging Yorkers. So, the ball is like outside his off stump. So, Shastri has gone to play like a off drive. And next minute, his leg stump is gone. So he's walking out and Kapil Dev is walking in. He's saying, kya hai yaar? Dikhta nahi hai kya? You didn't see it over there. Kya khel raha hai aisa yaar? Tumhara leg stump gaya? Kya baat kar rahe tum? About 1 over later, he was walking back same way. He also tried to play one off drive and his also middle stump went this time. He's scratching his head. Then Chuntu Buntu comes. 16-year-old bacha comes. And on the other side was Navjot Sidhu, Sardar. So Sardar, this is actually Sidhu's story about Tendulkar, which I'm just sharing with you. So he's saying, "Are yaar, the best place to play these guys is from the other side. Let me stay on the non-striker." He said, "Now this 16 साल का बच्चा आ गया. I should take the responsibility and play because they're going to knock his head off." Tendulkar, first ball, went past his nose like that, top, into the wicketkeeper's hand. That's when he said, "I realized it's war. There's no beta, pinching the cheeks, homemade food, you know. You're out there now. Now, this is it. Either you belong or you don't belong. You prove yourself now." Few balls later, he had his nose broken. You know that. He got hit in the head and he collapsed. Sidhu was shaking his head. He said, it was a massacre waiting to happen. He's bleeding. Doctors are on the thing. Everyone's concerned. It's okay, now we'll take him off and let the next guy come in. Next guy in the locker room must have been shitting himself as well, saying, "Arey, what am I going to, man?" Yeah? And Sidhu said he heard a boy's voice saying, "Me khilto." You know what that means? I will play. Me khilto. They fixed him up and he's batting again. Now he's already got one short ball that has taken his head off. In true Waqar Yunus style, he bowled him one of the toe breakers, you know, that in-swinging Yorker, because he said he'll be waiting for the short delivery. Yeah? He stayed in his crease. The ball swung and he had watched two guys getting their dandies removed from behind. And on the back foot, he cracked it. And the ball hit the fence before he had finished his action only. And Waqar is looking at him. "You little shit." And you know what he said? "Tuja aichi." You know what that means? He didn't mean it in an abusive way. He meant, "Your mothers, I'll bloody show you. You broke my nose, bang." But you think his career was all roses after that? Let me give you a stat. Who scored the most test centuries in the history of cricket? Who scored the most runs in the history of test cricket? It took him 4 to 5 years to score his first 100 after that. Check the stats. 4 to 5 years before he scored his first test 100 after his debut. He was a consistent player, but 100 is a milestone, right? Ganguly made 100 on debut. Azharuddin made 200s on his debut. First innings, second innings, or first test he ever played for India. Tendulkar took close to 5 years to score 100 after that. What happened after that? The history books tell you, right? Can we not learn from this man? Persistence, dedication, constant growth, improving, attitude. True or not? You will have to go through the same thing. You won't get your head blown off. You have to deal with the word no. The word no for you is like that bouncer coming. You all are so scared of it. Correct or not? Oh, he didn't sign up. Oh, what to do? What's the problem? What's the problem? It's the process. You have to go through it. Correct or not? Because you will fail. You will fail again and again and again. Let me tell you all that I have failed. I still fail up to today. Today, can you imagine I show a presentation to someone and someone is looking at me saying, I'm not sure. I'm like, I can buy you and sell you for a loss 5 times over. You're not sure. Part of me is like, you know what? I'm not sure either about you. If you can't see it under your nose, when I was showing the first plans, I was selling a dream. Now what dream am I selling? It's reality, Baba. You go on your uplines, Facebook, and you'll see what it is happening. Do they have to talk about how much money they have? Or what this company is? Oh, I heard it's a scam. I said, amazing. Who you heard from, Baba? Who you heard from? You heard from who? Baba, we come from a place where the ex-finance minister of India now is sitting inside. Boss, anything is possible. I believe in the unbelievable now. Anything is possible, boss. Okay? So, it's like, it is ridiculous. Oh, I'm not sure. I said, if you're still not sure, forget it. I made a mistake by even talking to you. It's okay. Because when is the last time anyone you spoke to made $1 million in a year? Think about it. But he's not sure. Something is not right now. Something is not right. True or not? So this is my mindset. Next. But one thing is sure. Along the way, some of them will join. True or not? Dave, how is it that with all this negativity, this thing is still, this thing, they call it the thing. They don't call it business or anything. It's a thing. I don't know what the thing is, but they call it the thing. This thing is still. I said, India is full of idiots. Not only do they sign up, they spend money, come to Bangkok, sit in Weekon, spend more money, come, do all this. That means this thing is working now for some people. So if you talk to enough people, this thing will work for you also. Correct or not? True or not? Otherwise, just look around you. Some people have said that you guys, all of you, are paid actors. No, I'm not kidding you. You think I'm joking? Many of people have said that I am a hologram. I don't exist. It's a hologram. I don't exist. Can somebody come and just touch me to see that I actually am real or not? Come. Am I real, sir? Come. You wanted to come now? Come. Come. I have 2 hands, 2 legs, and I seem. Actually, I'm not normal, but I'm real. Correct or not? Okay. Because I'm a bit of a nut job, so I'm real. Witness. Correct or not? Are you all real? Please touch the guy on your left and right and see if the guy is a real person or not. Please. Are you all real? Are you all actors? Have you all been paid to come here? I just want to know because these are all the things that are being said. So I want to clarify. I just want to be very clear. Was anyone paid to come here? Huh? If you did, please tell me who your upline is. They can pay me also. I'll come. Yeah? All of you have come here. Yes? Now look on the left and right side of you to see if the person looks a little, mentally retarded or something. Or do they look somewhat normal? I don't know. I am too mentally retarded for sure. But normal, ordinary people with some level of intelligence who got on a plane, came to Bangkok, sitting over here now, nearly midnight. Correct? Then the next thing, the products are all, there's no products. Please go outside, touch the product. Take a picture with all the products. अभी वो भी real है. So along the way, I signed up some real people. By God's grace. Many said no, but some said yes. Correct? Correct? Once they signed up, like Sharfun said, we all started building together. Together. Shoulder to shoulder. We sat together, we laughed together, we cried together, we did everything together. In the early days, my living room in my apartment in Bandra was like an office, a dharamshala. Everyone would come. And we would be sharing our stories. Are, today I got to sign up. Oh, I met this idiot. He gave me this, excuse, this rejection, this, that. Said his wife said no. His father said, astrologer said, it's not a good time. All kinds of stuff. We heard everything. Don't worry, boss. I can write a book on the reasons why people did not sign up. Okay? But I will tell you one thing. I never stop building. I never stop. Because I carried on building, they came. They came. Everyone you see here came. What if I had quit? What if I had quit? I'm not taking credit for them. I did it for me. I did it to change my life. I never stopped. They came. They never stopped. You came. True or not? They never stopped. You're here today, right? Why? Because of them. Now I'm going to tell you something. You build it and they will come. I guarantee you. You build it. You. All of you build it. And they will come. Because we are real and we are here. You build it and you will be here and they will be clapping for you. Because today you are clapping not for me. You are clapping for these guys and for yourself. And you deserve it. So remember tonight when you go to sleep, you build it and you will be here and they will come. I love you guys. God bless you.
On the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. I say I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all of those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream, I'm loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. A lot of fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. No, I've still got a lot of fight left left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too